Hey everyone, I am going to show you fancy fold card that's again super simple and can kind of be used with any set of dies that you have or any designer series paper, any color. I did this one, not to be sexist, but kind of in like a boy girl theme, but you could easily take and like put the little robot in more like pink colors, and then the gumball machine more in like blues or greens. So these are using a couple of the new sets from the mini catalog. The little robot is from the Nuts and Bolts set. And then the gumball greetings is what I used for the gumball set. Has really cute little sayings too. This one I used the wishing you the sweetest day ever. But it could also be coordinated with may your day be filled with all the best things, or I choose you. The robot one, I really like the you make my heart go beep. All very cute, but I kind of went with the trendy HB to you, the texting happy birthday to you. Feel like I'm getting old. I had to think about that one for a minute or two. So these ones open both from the left and right. The inside white designer series paper is the regular 4 inches by 5 1/4. The whole card is still a sheet of 11 by 8 1/2 cut in half. So it is 5 1/2 inches wide by 8 1/2 inches long. And then I scored it at 1 1/4 inches and 5 1/4. So it's scored at 1 1/4 and 5 1/4, and then folded from both sides. The designer series paper measures the larger piece is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, and then the smaller piece is 5 1/4 by 1 inch. So this I like chopped up really fast from a whole pack of designer series paper. It's actually the celebration paper with all of the rainbows, and it's really nice. This one you probably couldn't use this side, but the rest of it you could use either side, just to kind of mix up the design, make lots of cards, have lots of little birthday cards in your stash. I used the Flirty Flamingo. It has the gold infused in the ribbon from the main annual catalog. And then I used, I had some retired Bermuda Bay ribbon in my stash for the little robot one, because we don't have an active Bermuda Bay color right now. And then I used for the dies, in the catalog, there's the Tailor made stitch dies. And I just used the very largest one and then the second largest one. The largest one for the coordinating cardstock, and then the white cardstock in the slightly smaller one. So let's get started, and I'll kind of show you how this all pops together. So maybe we'll do the gumball one first. So for the gumball one, I used the Flirty Flamingo for the backdrop, the main cardstock. I'm just going to put my white cardstock inside. I always like to do this, even if it's a light enough color, I just feel that it really outlines it and gives it that crisp look. And then on the left-hand side, I'm going to put my little 1 inch strip. And then on the left-hand side, I think this is pale papaya on the front, the color that coordinates with it. And I've already stamped my You're the Sweetest Day Ever in Bermuda Bay, as well as my gumball machine. So for colors, for coloring this, I used my stamping blends. So I had the Flirty Flamingo. for the main, I guess, like color of the machine itself. I actually did these in a card exchange, not really thinking about how many gumballs I had to color. They actually all turned out really cute. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I'm going to show you my little coloring hack or cheat. Don't judge me if you get a card from me then, if you know my little hack. When I colored the little dial as well. And then I use the gray granite. This is the dark gray granite. To do the kind of silver portions of the machine. Okay, so this is my hack. What I first did is I have my light pale papaya for my stamping blends, and I colored the whole circular part so that there was no white left. And the reason I did this was kind of, I felt then I didn't have to feel compelled to color every single gumball a different color and kind of do that. I kind of felt like it was like a base. And then from that, I could just like highlight the different colors. So the different colors I did Granny Apple Green. Okay, now you're gonna laugh. I did 10 of, I think, every color. So then I just like randomly colored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that was the Granny Apple Green. And I did Daffodil Delight. And again, I did 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I tried to be a little bit random. I know I'm not totally random, but I tried. And then I had Bermuda Bay. I used the light Bermuda Bay for this one. So again, 1, 2, 3. I actually got 9. You know what? And if you accidentally color into the dot next to it, like I did with that Bermuda Bay, I just colored then 2 right next to each other, because you know, in the gumball machine, it's not going to be completely random. And then I had some flirty flamingo ones as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that was it. So I guess I used 4 colors in addition to like, I think it actually turns out really cute. So it looks like it looks a little bit random. Yeah, there's some light colored ones. If you have like a bunch of light colored ones left, you can always go back and like color a few extra. The way I chose my colors is I actually looked at the back of the package and picked kind of some coordinating colors to make everything tie together, regardless of which piece of designer series paper kind of came along with it. So the little ribbon I have was about 5.5 inches long. This is my other trick. I had my take your pick tool, and I took and I wrapped my ribbon around one of the ball ends. Then I lined up my, I want to go through both tags with the colored one on the front. Now these ones, there's kind of like a wrong side and a right side for the stitching. So just make sure that both of your right sides are facing the right sides are facing the right way. So I pushed my ribbon through and then did what's that called? A bookmark pull. And from there, decided that I'm going to make I always tilted them opposite ways, depending which one I did. I don't know why. So I put a couple of dimensionals on the back that. If you're having it stick over between the two folds, just be a little bit of conscientious of like which side you're going to put on. So this one I'm going to put the dimensionals on the left-hand side. Stick it on, and then I'm going to put an additional dimensional underneath the kind of the front left corner of the top white gumball piece. Just like that, just to kind of give it a little bit of lift. And look, done really, really super quick. And then I'm going to color next. So the little robot is exactly the same, except the colors are a little bit different, but same concept. So I'm going to, I did his, or I'll kind of clear my color so I don't create any confusion. Okay, so because my coordinating colors, the back is, oh, I have a little helper. Why would you like to help? Would you like to help?
No, wait, I listen.
Pardon? Do you need me to restart the video? Okay, be right back. Okay, sorry for that pause. I have someone home with me today. I usually do all my recording late at night, but we've kind of had a busy week. So we're kind of doing a combination of like playing Lego this morning, and then he's watching a little bit of Paw Patrol this morning while I'm doing a little bit of taping in between, and then we're going to go play Lego again, right? Back and forth, make everyone happy. Anyway, so long story short is I did a little coloring of my robot because I'm wanting to kind of coordinate all my colors to tie it all together. The colors I'm using for the robot are, I use the light Bermuda Bay, and I use that for kind of all of the end points of his hands and feet and the top. I'm not really sure what all the correct robot words are. And then I used light gray granite for around his eyes. And then I used the dark gray granite for his body. And then I used my Granny Apple Green, the top of his head, and then his little arms. And I'm kind of looking at this, and I realized that on this one that I just did, I used the dark Granny Apple Green, and then on the one that I had done previously, I used light Granny Apple Green. So they both look really cute. Just depends what your preference is. I kind of like the light Granny Apple Green. I think if I do another one, I'll do it with that. And then I had stamped the Happy Birthday to You at the bottom in Bermuda Bay again. So in this one, where'd my little tag go? Okay, piece is missing. Okay, must be inside my envelope here. Okay, so for the coordinating tag, I again used Granny Apple Green. And like I said before, I apologize. I know that my ribbon color is current. So I just lined up my two tags and then punched it from the back to the front using my Take Your Pick tool. And then did that little bookmark, pull through, and then snipped off my tag ends at an angle. The cardstock is the same, still cut in half, still scored at 1 1/4 and at 5 1/2. So 1 1/4 and 5 1/2 inches. Fold those in half. Put my white designer series paper. I'm sorry, not white designer series paper. White cardstock on the inside. And then, so this first one was more of like a pool party design. This one's a night of navy design. Same size, the 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, and then 1 inch by 5 1/4 for the little side piece. Just like that. Now, for whatever reason, I like it when the real robot leans this way rather than that way. But again, I don't think it really matters. It's whatever your personal preference is. Just be mindful of it when you're putting on your dimensionals on the back. So I'm putting my dimensionals again on the left-hand side, leaning the little guy over to the right, and then popping a second dimensional under that white piece just to give it a little bit of pop. If you didn't want to like tie it down, then you could always leave it that it kind of swings, but I'm going to pop it down. So I'm just going to put a dimensional kind of underneath, lean it over a little bit, and that's it. Done and done. So those are the 2 cards. 2 different kind of very different looks. I think either could be colored to be like a boy or girl, fun sentiments, and like ones that are like perfect for like a birthday box or stash or to give away. Thanks for joining me. Have a good rest of the day.